The Blueprint of Behavior, Part 1, 11a, Inside the Family Conspiracy. In Marat village, there was a simple farmer family. The head of the family was a hard-working and influential man. After his death, it seemed that the invisible balance of power inside the family broke down. 6 sons and 2 daughters, slowly all of them became involved in a complex conspiracy, and the center of this conspiracy became the youngest son. The youngest son was different from the others. He lived in his own way, stayed in the city, and was independent in his thoughts and actions. This difference itself became his crime. The elder brothers, their wives, and the 2 sisters, Jahara and Kahara, slowly started to make him their target. The conspiracy started in a very subtle way. False information was spread about him, his achievements were made to look small, and he was made suspicious in the eyes of the family. Everything was done in a planned way. A criminal-type person living in the village house, named MD. Commission Ali, was used as a tool. Through him, information was passed and confusion was spread. If MD. Commission Ali was good at creating confusion, his wife was even one step ahead. MD. Commission Ali had attended primary school, but his wife had never gone to school. The conspiracy did not stop here. They went one step further and attacked the personal life of the youngest brother. They created problems in his married life, and at one point, his family broke apart. But this separation became a new tool for the conspiracy. His divorced wife was secretly influenced. She was given financial help, and negative thoughts were put into her mind so that she would stand against him. A family member living abroad in America, when he came home on vacation, secretly contacted that woman. He seemed to water the roots of this conspiracy, keeping the fire alive from a distance. Secretly, he and his wife abroad also added fuel to the fire. It seemed like an old game for them. Maybe they could leave everything in life, but they could not leave the habit of this family conspiracy. Some neighbors, Abdul Kobish, MD, Kanik Ali, and MD, Fazil Ali, were also used in a useful way so that information could easily spread throughout the village and the situation could become more confusing. The whole situation was arranged in such a way that the youngest brother slowly became alone, suffered from loneliness, and became untrustworthy and hated in the eyes of the family and society. In such a situation, usually 2 paths are open for the victim. 1, the easiest path. He loses everything, becomes mentally unstable, and wanders on the streets, or he becomes mentally broken and chooses the path of suicide. 2, the most difficult and strong path. He transforms all kinds of pain into a source of new power and makes it useful for himself. The first path is very easy, that is why most people choose it. Losing everything, pain, insult, loneliness, together these can easily destroy a person. Because separation from society, family, and surroundings can make a person careless in work, mentally broken, and unstable. This is a deep psychological truth. At this time, the victim, the youngest brother, one night saw his late father in a dream. His father said only one thing: "This world is not for losing, it is for moving forward as much as possible." So, he chose the second difficult path. He understood that this conspiracy did not come to him because of his weakness, but because of his strength. It was a powerful force moving toward him because of his strength. So, he had to learn to control his emotions and turn them into powerful tools. These tools would make his future path easier and better. After deep thinking, he discovered that behind every conspiracy, there is always a personal desire or goal of the conspirator, something they strongly want or need, which pushes them to create the conspiracy. After long observation and research, the victim understood this. Although observing his own elder brothers and sisters was very difficult and almost impossible, he succeeded. He discovered different levels of thinking, and how different levels of thinking create different behaviors. Which levels of thinking can create the blueprint of behavior, and how these are connected with movement and direction. Also, how far a conspirator can go with that direction. Then he created a kind of wall of respect around himself. Seeing this, the minds of the conspirators became confused. Because his method did not require revenge or direct fighting, he also discovered that there is no example in the world where a conspiracy is made against a weak person. So, he started to build himself through knowledge, skill development, and patience. He began to draw a dream of an unbelievable world. He focused on his work, new ideas, and creative power. Slowly, he wanted to reach a place where his success itself would become the biggest answer. On the other side, those involved in the family conspiracy became more and more trapped among themselves. Their jealousy, greed, and narrow thinking made them weaker and weaker. One day, they would understand that the person they tried to destroy and make mentally unstable was now becoming stronger. This observation clearly showed him that family conspiracy is not a curse, it is a source of power. If someone comes into this source of power and, because of lack of understanding, breaks down, he may lose everything and become mentally unstable or choose the path of suicide. But if someone can transform this source into usable strength, he can become timeless and victorious. At one time, the victim enters into a second marriage.
This real-life collected, serial story will continue in many parts, so, wait for the next part.
Special note.
If you ever face such a family conspiracy, remember, being a target of conspiracy does not mean you are weak. Because no one makes a conspiracy against a weak person.
Rather, it means you are visible, you are important, you are strong. That is why the conspiracy is centered around you.
Your silent strength, your growth, your determination, together will take you to such a height where no conspiracy can touch you.
In campaigning of Murat Creative Agencies.